Today's horoscope, Aries, May 10th, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. One-to-one relationships, negotiations, and circumstances that urge you to strike a compromise are in focus today. It can be difficult to think of much else other than your relationships at the moment. But while you can be more emotionally geared towards relating than producing today, you can also be quite productive in a team or with someone special. Later today, avoid trying to push something that needs more time to play out. A creative pursuit or a relationship can reach a temporary impasse. Remember your watchword, patience. Waiting things out and pacing yourself makes the most sense now. Jupiter is one of the world's most favorite planets in our solar. This is because Jupiter is known as the great benefic and spills golden blessings upon our paths. Also, since it is the ruler of expansion and luck, it amplifies the themes of the zodiac sign in which it orbits within rules. As it ventures through Gemini, a mutable air sign, we will experience a much more social air when it comes to our personal or romantic lives. However, because Gemini can be a bit fickle, people may be a bit more indecisive or allergic to commitment. Being loyal to your job is one thing, letting it take over your life is another. Make time for yourself. Indulge in a fancy meal. Stretch out for a power nap. Do a little shopping. Just get away. This could be a night to remember. At the very least, it's a good night to have a really good time, whatever that means to you. You are feeling in your element today and you are calling the shots. Sit back and imagine your perfect day, afternoon, evening, and then go ahead and make it happen. Remember to factor in somewhere a release for your physical energy. It's important to stick to your basic routine, but the rest of the night is up to you. Today you may find that you have to deal with some unpleasant factors in your relationships. It would not be surprising for you to discover that someone has taken advantage of you, or is not being as truthful as they could be. This influence can increase your awareness of such things, and you will need to find an effective way of handling the situation. If confronting the person involved doesn't bring the results you want, you may need to put an end to the relationship. Before going on to clash with the stalwart planets in Aries, as the moon makes its first visit to your relationship sector since Venus, the planet of love, returned, this will see them clash today, and the timing couldn't be better. Along with the moon's return to your romantic sector earlier in the week, this is helping Venus as she works to update your romantic and relationship desires and expectations for the coming year. Still in Aries but out of harm's way is Mercury, with the planet of communication able to keep the communication lines open. This is a chance to better understand what you want from your relationships and what they need from you. When the moon moved through your romantic sector earlier in the week, it was not only met by planets that were already giving the spirit of romance a serious boost but will continue to. A reunion of Venus and Mars, the planets of love and passion, is just getting started. That won't be the case once the moon leaves your relationship sector, for with no planetary activity here, the moon's monthly visit makes it important to pay attention to your emotional responses now. Daily Planetary Overview. Today, the cosmic skies are relatively calm. The stars aren't making much noise, and that in itself is a message worth paying attention to. When the celestial energy is quiet, it's often a gentle invitation to slow down and reconnect with yourself, your rhythm, and the pace of your life. You may not feel particularly driven to launch into a big project, have a major conversation, or take a leap into the unknown, and that's perfectly okay. Not every day needs to be about movement. Some days are for grounding, for integrating, for breathing. If you've been feeling a bit scattered lately, or like you've been running from one task to the next without much time to reflect, consider this your cosmic permission slip to pause. Return to the basics. Today is ideal for getting back into your routine, not just out of habit, but as an act of self-respect. Re-establish the habits that nourish your body and spirit. Whether that means meal prepping, tidying up your space, journaling, meditating, or even just getting to bed a little earlier, these small acts are the foundation of your well-being. Take a moment to reflect on all the effort you've put in over the last few weeks. Maybe you've been grinding at work, showing up for others in your life, or pushing yourself toward a personal goal. Even if it hasn't always felt glamorous or acknowledged, know this: your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. You may begin to see the fruits of your labor emerging now in subtle but deeply validating ways. A word of praise, a moment of appreciation, or even the internal satisfaction of knowing you followed through on something important. These small recognitions are deeply meaningful. Allow them to build your confidence and remind you that your consistency matters. This subtle but steady energy is also perfect for nurturing your relationships. Because your energy is more settled today, you might notice that your ability to connect with others comes more naturally. Your presence feels grounded and calming to those around you. When you speak, people listen not because you're louder, but because your energy is more aligned and authentic. That kind of calm leadership rooted in empathy, not ego, is incredibly magnetic. If there's a friend you've lost touch with or someone who's been on your mind, this is a beautiful time to reach out, reconnect, and strengthen the bonds that truly matter. You might also notice moments of intuitive clarity today. Even though there's no dramatic celestial shift happening, there's something about the stillness that helps you hear your inner voice more clearly. Pay attention to the nudges, the quiet observations, or the gentle changes in your environment. Sometimes, it's in the quietest moments that the most meaningful shifts begin. However, a word of gentle caution: this tranquil vibe doesn't necessarily extend to every area of life. Financially, things may feel a little uncertain today. If someone offers you an investment tip that seems too good to be true, or you feel pressure to spend on something you're unsure about, trust your instincts. Not all advice will be in your best interest, and some people may be acting out of self-serving motives rather than genuine care. Be discerning. You don't need to make any big money moves right now. Today is more about preserving what you have rather than chasing something new. It's also worth being mindful of your energy. You may have more motivation than you've had in a while, especially if you've recently been feeling drained or off your game. There could be a renewed drive pushing you to recommit to your physical health. If so, embrace it. Maybe it's the perfect day to stretch a little further in your workout, go for that long walk, or even try something new that challenges your body and refreshes your spirit. On the flip side, if you feel tired, don't push through for the sake of productivity. Listen to your body, and if it's asking for gentleness, honor that. A sauna, a hot bath, a massage, or even just a few quiet minutes in nature might be exactly what you need to restore your balance. The bottom line today? It's not about dramatic change. It's about conscious recalibration. Use this cosmic lull to recenter, reflect, and restore. Your inner compass is pointing you toward stability, and the beauty of that is often overlooked in a world that constantly chases the next big thing. Sometimes, the greatest growth happens in the spaces between our busiest moments, in the stillness where we remember who we are and what we truly value. So take a breath. Take your time. And if you're feeling inspired, I'd love to hear from you. What's one simple habit or routine that always helps you feel balanced? Have you noticed any quiet victories or moments of clarity recently? Share in the comments and let's support one another in finding peace in the pause.